or this is merely another Democrat hoax. That post comes 2 days after survivors of Epstein's abuse spoke out in an extraordinary moment on the steps of the U.S. Capitol. Joining us now is Emmy and Peabody award-winning journalist Geraldo Rivera. He's also a correspondent at large at News Nation. Geraldo, thank you so much. Hi, thanks for being here with us. I want to kind of jump off there where I was just talking about.
Thank you.
It's a valid question to be asked as to why the Democrats didn't push more for any of this during President Biden's term or after Epstein's death. That being said, the president continues to try to tamp this down. Do you think that this sort of thing, calling it a hoax by the Democrats, is enough to tamp down the calls for transparency from within his own party on this issue?
Well, there is no doubt that Trump is done with Epstein. The question is whether Epstein is done with Trump. There is an intransigence among certain members of Congress, particularly Republican women, where they say, hey, listen, we need to have justice for these victims. We need to find out all that happened. President Trump is right when he says, I love the quote, Democrats did nothing while he was alive except befriend him, that is Epstein, socialize with him, travel to his island and take his money. So now it's a target of convenience. So I think they have, the Democrats are relishing this moment. It's setting the president off his agenda. It's hard to get rid of. It's kind of a sticky thing you can't get off your fingers. It's one of those impasses where I think the conspiracy theory industry will keep this alive. It's kind of like the president's assassination, obviously, by huge measure, less more significant than Epstein, I believe. But it's one of those things that will be enduring. It will stay forever. It will. The conspiracy theorists will bring it up a century from now, it seems to me. Epstein's island, who took his money, what did they do, who were the victims, what did people in power do to these poor young girls? It's one of those things where as long as there is a driver in the House of Representatives like Nancy Mace, for instance, of South Carolina, you're going to have this issue around. It's going to haunt. I think it's going to haunt Republicans. It's something that the president will be increasingly frustrated by. And not that he can get much more frustrated than he is already. But it's an issue that he calls it a hoax. The women in Congress say, hey, yeah, let's see who's involved, if anyone.
Right. Well, and certainly for the survivors, that was